How you guys doing? Dave Hughes, MMA Weekly. I'm gonna go over UFC 266. How y'all been doing? I'd like to thank Julian for the last time being with me, putting his opinions on the video. But we're gonna jump right into it with Curtis Blades and Jardine Rosendahl, however, the one that got knocked the fuck out by Francis Ngannou pretty bad. He big guy, Biggie Boy they call him. This fight here, it's one of those fights that could go either way. If Curtis can get him down, ground and pound, it's a wrap. If Jardine gets his hands on Curtis, throws that big bomb, he can knock him out. I mean, Derek Lewis proved last time that that you can catch Curtis Blades coming in with his takedowns with the uppercut. So if you didn't know who Curtis was, that's the one that Derek Lewis uppercutted, the wrestler. Alright, moving on. This is the fight that should have been the main event. I don't care if it's a title or not. Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler. 17 years for the rematch. I watched a lot of interviews with Nick because, to be honest, I watched Nick before this on his channels and Nate's channels and things of this nature, and I don't think Nick really wants to come back. I don't know what his deal is. He keeps saying that that's what he's for. That's what he's for. Like, he's a tool. He said he hates this. He hates fighting. He hates the whole thing. He hates everything about it. He wants to teach. So, and I don't mean teach school, because let's face it, Nick isn't the sharpest knife. But he just looked horrible. If you get a chance, watch the video with him and Brett Okamoto. It's almost sad. And yeah. And I mean, anything you watch on that pussy dickhole Ariel Helwani, don't really believe it, because he's a fucking liar. He makes himself out to be like everyone's best friend. I mean, how the fuck can you listen to a man named Ariel, first off? And the man named Ariel cried about his mistake with Dana White. That literally had no repercussions. I mean, it had none. It's bad when an asshole is such a big asshole that I have to actually root for Dana White or like Dana White in this situation. When you're the bigger asshole in the room and Dana White's sitting with you, you got a fucking problem, man. But I'm gonna move on. Nick and Robbie, I'm actually gonna change up on this one, and I think I'm gonna take Robbie on this, because Nick just didn't look like he wanted to be there. He said it's pressure from other people, things like this. It's just, I like both these guys. I didn't want to watch either one of them fight each other. Phone's ringing. They were amazing fighters, both of them legends. I didn't want to see them fight each other. Nick thinks he should be fighting Kamaru Usman, but we know that's not. I mean, you lost your last 3 fights, Nick. Even if you'd went out on top, you're not George. I mean, it's the truth. He's a pioneer and a legend of the sport, but he's not George St. Pierre. But I'm going to move on to the women's flyweight title. Valentina Shevchenko and Lauren Murphy. Yeah, I think we're just going to see, I mean, like you guys already know, watching the channel, if you have watched me before, Valentina is not just my favorite woman fighter. She's one of my favorite fighters, because she is, in my opinion, if not the most well-rounded fighter in the world, one of. She just amazing. And I think once we get to see her fight Nunes again, we're going to be able to call her a GOAT. Because I think she beat Nunes the second time. I absolutely think she won the fight. I've watched it numerous times before, you know, when I just thought when I first watched the fight, is when I became a fan, was in the second fight, not even the first one. Because I didn't really, not that I didn't care about women's MMA, but I didn't really have a person I liked, you know what I mean, that I really liked to watch, because I really don't like Nunes' game. I think she has a lot of holes in her game. She's just a very powerful, hard-working person, and is able to overcome that way. But yeah, I'm taking Valentina, we'll say second round submission. Moving on to the title fight with Brian Ortega and Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Can City. His nickname is T-City, Triangle City. Volkanovski has amazing wrestling. This is a fact. But Michael Chandler said it best when he said anti-jiu-jitsu wrestling. That's what Volkanovski better hope he has, because let me tell you, Volkanovski's tough, man. He beat who I consider the greatest featherweight of all time. You know what I mean? He beat Max. But, you know, if Max wasn't in this weight class, and Brian Ortega and all these guys that I like, it'd be hard not to like Volkanovski. He literally said he's nobody. He's a normal guy. He shouldn't be there. He just worked so hard, so long. Now, I don't like that he didn't call himself a gifted athlete, because he obviously is. I mean, I couldn't go to work and grab one of the guys off their desk, one of these fat fuckers off their desk, and put him in a fight after training him for a couple of years. They're just not going to be able to do it. They're not athletically gifted. Alexander is absolutely. Now, he is vertically challenged, which he said himself, not me. These are his words, not mine. That, you know, he lacks height. But, this is a hard fight, man. I went back and forth on this about 50 times. I still haven't made my picks for Tapology, and I usually do that by Monday. But, I don't know. If it stays on its feet, this fight stays on the feet, I'm absolutely going with Volkanovski. I mean, he beat Max, whether I think Max won the fight or not. The first fight, Max got pieced up. Volkanovski's just a calm dude when he fights. Yeah, no sunglasses today, guys. The sun's killing me. But Volkanovski can piece Ortega up. Max pieced up Ortega. Ortega's route to victory, we'll call it, his pathway to victory, is by getting Volkanovski to the ground. Whether he ends up on the bottom or the top, I don't think it much matters. I mean, if you want to see a cool video, look up Brian Ortega Flying Triangle. The guy is an amazing fighter. His jiu-jitsu level is Gracie shit. It really is. But back to who I think's gonna win instead of putting it off. Man, as much as this is gonna kill me to say, I think I'm gonna go with Volkanovski as my final, and I'll probably pick Ortega on Tapology in an hour. So I don't know. This is one of them fights, guys, like the Valentina fight. I pretty much know Valentina's gonna win unless there's some sort of a, I don't know, she slips, gets caught, yeah, or I don't know, hell freezes. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with that. This fight here, I just don't know. I really don't know, guys. I'm gonna go with Alex though, just out of the principle he's the champ. You got to beat the champ. So if it goes to a decision, you have to decisively beat the champion. The champion don't have to beat you. You have to take his belt. He don't have to take yours. But I'm going to go with Volk. Those are the picks. Try to keep these at 10 minutes, 15, so they're short, watchable. As always, you guys take her easy, and God bless.